murdered by obsessed fans, trusted employees, even angry strangers on the street. From Hollywood's golden age to today's social media stars, no one was safe. Are you ready for the truth behind the headlines? Number 1. Sharon Tate. August 9, 1969, Hollywood's golden girl became the victim of America's most infamous murder spree. Sharon Tate was more than just a beautiful face. The 26-year-old actress had captured hearts in Valley of the Dolls and was married to acclaimed director Roman Polanski. 8.5 months pregnant, she was preparing for motherhood while her career soared. That summer night at 1050 Cielo Drive, members of the Manson family invaded her Benedict Canyon home. Sharon and 4 friends were brutally murdered in a senseless act orchestrated by Charles Manson. The crime shocked the world and shattered Hollywood's sense of security. She begged for her unborn baby's life, but her pleas went unanswered. The murders marked the end of the 1960s innocence. Sharon's death became a cultural turning point. Her sister, Doris, dedicated her life to victims' rights advocacy, changing California's legal system forever. She rests at Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California, beside her son, Paul Richard Polanski. From Hollywood Hills to a Florida concert venue, tragedy knows no boundaries. Number 2. Christina Grimmie. A YouTube star turned voice contestant signed autographs after her show. Then a fan pulled a gun. Christina Grimmie had the voice of an angel. At 22, she'd already amassed millions of YouTube followers and finished 3rd on The Voice Season 6. Her covers and original songs showcased incredible range and emotion. Fans loved her accessibility. She always stayed after concerts to meet them, sign autographs, and take selfies. That generosity defined her. June 10, 2016, at the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida. Christina had just finished performing when a 27-year-old obsessed fan approached during her meet and greet. He shot her 3 times before her brother Marcus tackled him. The gunman then turned the weapon on himself. Christina died at the hospital early the next morning, leaving fans and family devastated. Her death sparked nationwide conversations about concert security. Venues across America implemented new safety protocols, including metal detectors and DAG checks. Christina rests at Berlin Cemetery in Berlin, New Jersey, her hometown where her music journey began. Number 3. Andrés Escobar. July 2, 1994, Colombia's beloved defender scored a goal that cost him everything, including his life. Andrés Escobar was Colombian football royalty. The 27-year-old center-back captained Atlético Nacional and earned respect worldwide for his skill, sportsmanship, and humility. When Colombia qualified for the 1994 World Cup, the nation's hopes rode on players like Andrés. He was their hero, their pride. Then came the own goal. During a match against the United States in Los Angeles, Andrés accidentally deflected the ball into his own net. Colombia lost 2-1 and was eliminated from the tournament. He returned home devastated but determined to move forward. On July 2, just days after returning to Medellin, Andrés left a nightclub with friends. In the parking lot, a gunman approached and shot him 6 times. With each bullet, the killer reportedly shouted, "Goal." Andrés died at the hospital, murdered over a tragic mistake on the field. His death exposed the dangerous intersection of football, national pride, and organized crime in 1990s Colombia. Andrés rests at Campos de Paz Cemetery in Medellin, where fans still leave flowers and footballs at his grave. Number 4. Rebecca Schaeffer. A stranger rang her doorbell on a sunny Tuesday morning. She answered. It cost her life. Rebecca Schaeffer was America's sweetheart. The 21-year-old actress starred in the hit sitcom My Sister Sam, charming audiences with her girl-next-door appeal and natural talent. She just completed a screen test for The Godfather 3. Her big break into major films seemed certain. Beautiful, talented, and kind, Rebecca represented Hollywood's brightest future. She lived modestly in a West Hollywood apartment, often answering her own door.
July 18, 1989, an obsessed fan named Robert John Bardo traveled from Arizona to find her. He'd hired a private investigator to get her address, information shockingly easy to obtain. When Rebecca answered her apartment intercom that morning, Bardo shot her in the chest at point-blank range. She collapsed in the doorway and died shortly after at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. The senseless murder shocked Hollywood and exposed how vulnerable celebrities were to stalkers. Rebecca's death led directly to California's first anti-stalking laws and restrictions on access to DMV records nationwide. She's buried at Beit Olam Cemetery in Portland, Oregon, her gravestone bearing the Star of David and theater masks. Number 5. Selena Quintanilla. At just 23, she was Latin music's brightest star, until a trusted employee betrayed her. Selena Quintanilla Perez was the queen of Tejano music. Her powerful voice, magnetic stage presence, and crossover appeal had made her a cultural icon. She'd won a Grammy, sold out the Houston Astrodome, and was recording her first English-language album that would bring her to mainstream America. Beyond music, she designed her own clothing line and dreamed of opening boutiques. Fans adored her warmth, humility, and the way she honored her Mexican-American heritage while breaking barriers. March 31, 1995, in Corpus Christi, Texas. Selena met Yolanda Salvador, president of her fan club and manager of her boutiques, at a Days Inn motel to discuss missing financial records. The two had argued about embezzled funds. During their confrontation in room 158, Yolanda pulled a gun and shot Selena once in the shoulder. The bullet severed an artery. Selena ran to the lobby, naming her killer before collapsing. She died at the hospital from blood loss. Her death sent shockwaves through the Latino community. Over 60,000 mourners attended her viewing, a testament to her impact. Selena rests at Seaside Memorial Park in Corpus Christi, Texas, where her grave remains a pilgrimage site for devoted fans. Number 6. Dimebag Darrell. December 8, 2004, an anniversary of John Lennon's death, became another musician's final night on stage. Darrell Abbott, known as Dimebag Darrell, revolutionized heavy metal guitar. The 38-year-old co-founded Pantera, one of metal's most influential bands, before forming Damageplan. His innovative riffs and lightning-fast solos earned him legendary status among musicians and fans worldwide. He was just 3 songs into a Damageplan concert at the Alrosa Villa nightclub in Columbus, Ohio, when a former Marine named Nathan Gale stormed the stage with a 9mm pistol. Gale shot Dimebag multiple times in the head while he performed. 3 others died trying to stop the gunman before police arrived and killed Gale. The attack lasted barely 90 seconds, but devastated the metal community forever. Dimebag's funeral was attended by thousands. Eddie Van Halen placed his iconic yellow and black guitar in the casket as a final tribute. He's buried at Moore Memorial Gardens in Arlington, Texas, his grave adorned with guitar picks left by fans worldwide.
Number 7. Jill Dando. Britain's most beloved television presenter stepped out to buy bread and never came home. Jill Dando was the face of British television. The 37-year-old journalist co-hosted Crime Watch UK and presented holiday programs, bringing warmth and professionalism into millions of homes. Elegant, intelligent, and trusted, she'd recently gotten engaged and was planning her wedding. That April morning in 1999, she seemed to have everything: a thriving career, love, and the nation's affection. Nobody could have predicted what awaited her. April 26, 1999, outside her home in Fulham, West London. Jill returned from shopping around 11:30 a.m. and approached her front door. A lone gunman grabbed her from behind, forced her down, and shot her once in the head with a 9mm pistol pressed against her temple. Neighbors heard nothing. A silencer may have been used. The killer vanished into the quiet street. Jill was found minutes later by a neighbor and pronounced dead at the scene. The murder shocked Britain.
Despite one of the largest investigations in UK history, her killer has never been definitively identified. Her death remains one of Britain's most famous unsolved murders, spawning countless theories but few answers. Jill rests at Weston-super-Mare Cemetery in Somerset, overlooking the seaside town where she grew up. Number 8. John Lennon. December 8, 1980. The world lost a Beatle. Not to age, not to illness, but to a bullet outside his own home. John Lennon needed no introduction. At 40, the former Beatle had shaped modern music, influenced culture, and become a voice for peace. After years of seclusion raising his son Sean, John had returned with a new album, Double Fantasy, that celebrated love and life. He and Yoko Ono lived at the Dakota apartment building in Manhattan. That Monday evening, they'd been recording at the studio, full of creative energy and optimism about the future. Around 10:50 p.m., as John and Yoko returned home, a man stepped from the shadows. Mark David Chapman had been waiting there since morning. John had even signed his album earlier that day. As John walked past, Chapman fired 4 hollow-point bullets from a .38 revolver. 4 hit John in the back and shoulder. He staggered into the Dakota's entrance, saying, "I'm shot," before collapsing. Police rushed him to Roosevelt Hospital, but he was pronounced dead on arrival. The music died with him that night. Chapman's motivation remains debated. Fame, delusion, a desire for notoriety, but nothing justified the loss. John Lennon was cremated, his ashes scattered in Central Park's strawberry fields, steps from where he died. Number 9. Hara. November 24, 2019. A K-pop star's death shocked millions, but was it murder or the final act of torment? Gu Hara was a shining light in Korean pop music. The 28-year-old former member of girl group Kara had captivated audiences across Asia with her beauty, talent, and infectious energy. After Kara, she pursued a successful solo career in both Korea and Japan, appearing on variety shows and building a devoted fan base. But behind the glamorous facade, Hara battled depression, cyberbullying, and the trauma of an abusive relationship that had been publicized across Korean media. She was found dead in her Seoul home, and police ruled it suicide, but many fans and advocates believe she was murdered, not by a person, but by a system. Her ex-boyfriend had threatened her with intimate videos, leading to a legal battle that exposed Korea's revenge porn crisis. Online trolls relentlessly attacked her. Just months earlier, her close friend Sully had also died by suicide after similar harassment. The compounding trauma proved unbearable. Whether by her own hand or driven to it by relentless abuse, Hara's death represents a darker truth about fame's cost. Her death ignited Korea's Gu Hara law, strengthening rights for abuse victims and reforming inheritance laws. Hara rests at Sky Castle Memorial Park in Gwangju, South Korea. Number 10. August Ames. December 5, 2017, a tweet sparked a cyber mob, and within 48 hours, a 23-year-old was dead. August Ames was one of adult entertainment's biggest stars. The Canadian-born performer had won multiple industry awards and built a substantial following. Behind the stage name was Mercedes Grabowski, a young woman who'd survived childhood trauma and found financial stability in her controversial career. She was married, had dreams beyond the industry, and was navigating life's complexities like anyone else. Then came a single tweet that would end everything. August posted that she'd refused to work with a male performer who'd done gay scenes, citing personal boundaries. Within hours, Twitter erupted. She was called homophobic, bigoted, and worse. The harassment was relentless. Hundreds of messages telling her to die, that she was worthless, that the world would be better without her. Mental health advocates begged trolls to stop, but the digital assault continued. 2 days after her tweet, August's husband found her hanged in their California home. While ruled a suicide, many consider her death a murder by cyberbullying. Her death sparked urgent conversations about online harassment, mental health, and the devastating power of mob mentality. August is buried at Maranatha Cemetery in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Her birth name, Mercedes, on the headstone.